A big military plane waited on the runway. Inside sat Mills, the newest member of a team headed out for a test mission. But Mills wasn't a soldier. She was a cyborg, part human, part machine, sent by a company called Harbinger. Her job was to watch and guide the team during their training. She was there to make sure their tech worked and that they followed orders. As she stepped into the aircraft, she saw her new team. Captain Damian Bukes, a quiet but tough leader, who didn't say much. There's Sergeant Robinson and Sergeant Drifter, who looked sharp and serious, and a few others. All of them were trained soldiers. The plane took off into the sky. The mood was tense. It was clear. None of them wanted a cyborg accompanying them. But Mills didn't say a word. She just sat still and listened. She scanned the team with her eyes and read their files to know more about them. She learned things fast, real fast. Bukes had ended 18 lives in past missions. Robinson, though, had something special too. He had tech in his eyes, but not nearly as good as Mills. Then, Robinson raised his rifle and pointed it straight at her. He said he could see through her, see everything. But Mills didn't move. She just leaned forward, and the gun powered off by itself. No hands, no wires. That was one of her powers. She could control machines with her mind. Soon, the plane reached the Harbinger training facility. Captain Bukes gave orders. Even though this was training, he told them to act like it was real. They had real ammo, but just for practice, and the targets would be machines. Still, every move they made would be tracked and evaluated. As they got closer to landing, Mills tried to connect to the global network, but it was blocked. That was odd, very odd. So she switched to the local network instead. The plane finally touched down near an old, quiet facility. Dust blew across the ground. The doors slid open. But no one was there to meet the team. No guards, no crew, just silence. Bukes looked around, eyes sharp. Something felt wrong, but he waved the team forward. Training had to begin, whether someone welcomed them or not. Mills asked Bukes if they have recon or ground support. Bukes responded, apparently not. The plane drops them off, leaving them for 2 days and takes off again. The team walks through the quiet structure, tossing jokes at each other, keeping the mood light. But once they reach the forest, things change. Bukes tells a soldier to launch a drone. He reminds everyone, this training is important, it isn't a game. The drone takes off, the squad fans out. That's when Mills spots something odd. A drone hidden in the trees, not one of theirs. She finds it strange but doesn't say anything. They reach the training zone. Everyone takes their positions. Drifter walks with Mills again, trying to break the tension. Says maybe she could help calm things down between him and Bukes. Before she can answer, 3 strange drones appear, just floating, watching. Drifter almost lifts his weapon. Mills stops him. She wants to connect to them first. Another soldier spots them too and radios it in. Mills explains, those aren't standard. Harbinger built them, but these have been altered. They don't need humans to control them anymore. Whoever altered them knows the team is here. Drifter shrugs. At least now they know something's out here. Bukes finds some too, but tells everyone to keep moving. Finally, they see the training targets, but they're just basic plain bots, no real danger. Bukes gives out the attack plan. Everyone gets in place. Mills ends up near Drifter again, but her eyes stay locked on that same hovering drone. The countdown hits 0. Suddenly, gunfire, rockets, blasts. The team handles it fast, sharp and smooth. These people are clearly pros, but those weird drones don't leave. They just watch. Mills follows one, deeper into the forest. That's when she sees it. It's a SAR robot, built by Harbinger. But something about this one feels off. It's bigger, more advanced, and looks more dangerous. She's not surprised, until it turns. There's blood on its head. She tries to link with it, but nothing. It's blocked. That stuns her. Still, she grabs what she can. She downloads footage from the local feed. What she sees is cold. The robot firing on people, up close, no mercy. She closes her eyes, breathes slow. When she looks up again, it's gone. Bukes sends a message. Training's over. Time to make camp. That night, the team sits around the fire trading old stories. Mills keeps to herself. Drifter watches her. The others tease him. "She's not even human," one jokes. They agree the targets earlier were too basic. Not much of a challenge. Mills reviews the footage of the SAR robot she pulled. Drifter walks over, sits beside her. He asks about comms. She's still cut off, same as them. Drifter asks how she ended up with tech in her head. Mills says it started at 11, paralysis. Harbinger gave her the chip. It fixed everything. He nods and heads back to camp. Bukes is watching them. He asks if Mills said anything. Drifter says just that she's locked out of the system. Bukes doesn't buy it. He thinks there's something wrong with this whole setup, and with Mills. Later, Mills detects movement, drones in the forest. She tries to sleep, but those violent clips from the SAR replay behind her eyes. A crew member is on night watch. One drone flies close. He tells it to back off. It does. But then he hears something. He lifts his rifle. His light catches the SAR. It rushes him. He fires. And then he's gone. Back at camp, Mills wakes up to shouting. Someone's firing in the distance. Team searches for the missing crew member. By morning, they find blood in the grass. A little farther, they see him. The crew member is dead, body thrown against a tree. The team set up a defense. Mills points out, this is the same spot they trained in yesterday. A drone flies by. Another crew member gets shot before anyone can react. Bukes yells, "Move!" The team scrambles for cover. Robots swarm in. Same formation the unit used the day before. Bukes clocks it. He and Drifter toss smoke grenades, covering the area. Chaos breaks out. Gunfire everywhere. Bukes pushes forward, but something's wrong. The robots attacking the team back away when they see him. Meanwhile, a crew member, Cutbill, separated from the others, is trying to reach them. Nothing. Drones circle him. He fires and they fly off. But the SAR doesn't. It steps out of the fog, grabs Cutbill while another one shoots at him. Back with the team, Drifter asks Bukes what he saw. Bukes says, "These aren't the robots from yesterday. They're upgraded, stronger, smarter. One of them took a full hit and didn't even flinch." Bukes, furious over losing his men, demands Mills tell him what she knows and to shut the robots down. Mills admits she can see them but can't turn them off. There could be a programming glitch, and she's just running through the possibilities. That only makes Bukes angrier. Drifter jumps in to defend her, but Bukes isn't buying it. He says, "Glitches like these cannot be so efficient." Then Robinson returns. He'd been searching for Cutbill, but only found his helmet. The team presses on, pushing deeper into the forest to find him. On the way, Drifter reminds Bukes Mills is valuable because she sees what they can't. Bukes counters that if she sees the robots, they see her too, and the whole team along with her. Bukes can't shake the thought of why the robots let them walk after the attack. He wonders if it's because Mills was with them. Suddenly, Mills stops and points out something in the forest, a large pile of dead animals. It looks like target practice for the robots. Before they can react, Mills spots movement. They're being tracked from the ridge. More robots appear. The team wastes no time. Guns blaze, and they start running for their lives. A shot nearly hits Mills, but Bukes pushes her down, pulling her with him. They roll away. Mills crashes into a tree and blacks out. Drifter tries to call them, but there's no answer. He orders the team to move out and find them. Night falls. Bukes hauls Mills back toward the facility entrance and finally contacts Drifter. They share their situation. When Drifter offers to come help, Bukes tells them to hold. Too dark and dangerous to move now. Better to regroup at dawn. Hours later, a drone appears near Bukes. It leaves fast, but Bukes already has Mills behind cover. Then the SAR approaches. The robot leans close to Mills and her eyes open and glow up like she is sending a signal to connect, but the robot walks away. Morning comes. Mills wakes up groggy. Bukes tells her she was out for 9 hours. Then he fills her in on last night's attack. Mills says they have to find that robot. Bukes demands a reason. She can't explain it. He suggests her to find a way. Then they head out to meet the team. They meet up with the 3 remaining soldiers. Drifter reports they weren't tracked, even though the robots could have easily done so. They were everywhere last night. Mills confirms the path ahead is clear. All signals are behind them. They decide to head back to the drop point and wait for transport. Bukes will escort Mills, the only one who can open the facility door, while the others cover their backs. The route is quiet. They reach the door without trouble. Bukes tries to get in, but the lock doesn't recognize him. Then surveillance drones appear. Mills takes over hacking the door when suddenly smoke grenades rain down. Looks like the robots are copying their tactics. Bukes loses sight. There's no time to plan. Robots swarm in, firing. The soldiers scramble for cover. Drifter is hit in the leg just as Mills unlocks the door. The others stop to shield themselves from heavy fire. Bukes decides to help them move. They link arms and push forward. Drifter stays back, firing to cover their retreat. He's shot again. The SAR pins him down. Bukes spots this and rushes back to save him. Mills sees it too and runs over. The robots stop shooting when they see her. She tries to deactivate them, but can't. The SAR moves in to cut Drifter open. Mills yells at the soldiers not to shoot, hoping to buy time. But when nothing works, Bukes shoots Drifter himself, saving him from worse. Mills cries out, devastated. Bukes grabs her and hauls her inside the facility. Inside, Mills lashes out, blaming Bukes for what happened. She's sure she could have saved Drifter. That's when she says it. She built the SAR robots. Her words don't add up. The soldiers raise their weapons, demanding answers. Mills admits she doesn't know why the robots are here. Marines come here to train, but she only knows they were requested. She designed the program, built the prototypes, but the codes have evolved beyond anyone's control. She thinks if she can understand it, she can control it. Bukes cuts her off. It's too late. When pressed on what these things are, Mills answers coldly. They're replacements, machines meant to take the place of soldiers so no more lives are lost. She further explains these robots aren't just mindless machines. Just like humans, they study, analyze, and reprogram, hence the name SAR. Bukes blames Mills for his men dying, and we see her breaking down after he leaves the room. Meanwhile, the robots start cutting through the main door, forcing the team to scramble for a better defense. They move ahead. On Bukes' command, Mills opens a door and the team enters. She flips the lights on. Inside, a whole unit of SAR robots is waiting. Bukes orders her not to wake them, and then asks her to open another door, where they find the bodies of all the facility staff. Bukes figures they're stuck in a bottleneck and starts setting up charges to slow the robots. Mills slips away, locking the door behind her. Since the SARs still have power, she wakes one up, hoping to hack into the whole system through it. The robot answers her questions, but won't cancel its combat program. There's a human error. The soldiers aren't performing well, so the robots are motivating them by attacking. When the robot identifies her, Mills realizes the primary SAR AI led the Marines here. Training isn't scheduled to end anytime soon. The SAR AI kicks off the activation of all robots, just as the ones outside finally break in. Mills gets surrounded, but Robinson forces the door open and pulls her to safety. The robots immediately start working to cut their way in again. Back in the bottleneck, Bukes finishes setting the charges. Robots break through just as the bomb goes off, taking some of the team down with the blast. Mills is hit by an electromagnetic pulse and notices the robots carry EMP grenades. Outside, the team finds abandoned buildings, training gear, and more bodies. Mills grabs an EMP grenade from a fallen robot and studies footage of her dead teammates. She's crying, but more determined than ever to use the grenade. Bukes finds her and learns the grenade could shut down the SARs, but its range is short. Mills explains the robots pushed them here on purpose, to test them, but there's a way to end it. An EMP blast on the SAR unit carrying the primary AI, the one guiding all other machines, can shut them all down. She says she'll take the shot herself. Bukes warns Mills she might get wiped out too, but she insists this is their only shot. They spend the night waiting. Morning comes, and Robinson is the sharpshooter, drawing robots in. Goodwin stays hidden with the detonators. Mills guides them through the city, warning of attacks. Bombs go off, taking out some robots. But when Goodwin triggers another, the drones find him, forcing him to run. Robinson covers Bukes and Goodwin, but dies in the process. Goodwin loses a detonator, so Bukes runs out under fire to retrieve it, and finds Mills already there. He tells her to run before the EMP hits, but she refuses. A robot shoots her, and Bukes catches her as she falls, giving her a chance to trigger the grenade. For a moment, it looks like all robots shut down, including Mills. But then, the Primorsar wakes up and hunts them. Bukes drags Mills into a building, shooting at the robot. Mills crawls to where Robinson's body lies. Bukes gets thrown inside soon after and tells the robot to finish him off. It can't. Orders say it needs more data. The robot goes after Mills, who still isn't identified. Just before it can kill her, she activates Robinson's rifle and shoots it down. The robot connects to her and downloads info directly into her brain before finally shutting off for good. The movie ends with transport arriving to rescue Bukes, Goodwin, and Mills. As they board, Mills's eyes snap open, showing the SAR's mission protocol has taken control. Take care, and bye for now. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. It really means a lot to me and gives me the motivation to keep creating more entertaining videos just for you. Your support truly makes all the difference.